Let's get to the Braves. It was interesting over the weekend, too. The Braves and the Red Sox had a pitch timer. Pitch timer has shaved 24 minutes of dead time off the game. So I'll accept almost anything for that. It's fantastic. However, take a look at one of the more controversial calls so far in this spring training. This is at the end of a game. Bases loaded, 3-2, 2 outs in the ninth in a tie ball game. And watch as Conley steps up, but he's not looking. Too late. John Libka is the home plate umpire, says that's strike 3. Ball game is over. Now, it's a tie game. It's spring training. But your take on this?
Well, I think from a standpoint of the umpire adhering to the rules, I think this needs to happen. And the reason I say that, I think it gets everyone's attention to know that you're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to adjust to the new rules. When you think about the new rules, and BK, you just said this, it shaved 24 minutes off of game times. So when you start to look at our game and you ask yourself this question, why are we implementing these new rules? One, we're trying to speed up the pace of the game. We don't want our game to become boring for the fan and the casual person that's watching the game either in the ballpark or at home. So from a player standpoint, I'm glad this is happening in spring training. The biggest challenge for us as the league is that all of the umpires basically adhere to this, whether it's Game 7 of the World Series or Game 1 of the regular season.
Right. If it's Game 7 of the World Series, I would hope Libka would say pitch, meaning you don't want to call that. But I understand now, setting the tone that, hey, and I believe it's that with 8 seconds to go, you must be addressing and be locked in on the pitcher. So, again, it's nitpicky, but maybe it's necessary. Get everybody's attention. No, these are the rules.
Well, I think I think there are going to be ways, and hopefully this will be not a fluid rule this season. I think you have to figure, you said it, you kind of have to run with it now. But I think there could be ways to potentially, like you're mentioning, if the hitter isn't in the box, but the pitcher's ready to go before that 8 seconds, and he delivers at 8 seconds or less, then, hey, that's on the hitter for not being ready.
Right.
Maybe I don't really want to necessarily get into innings mattering and not enforcing it in the 9th inning or later, because realistically every inning matters, and you could decide the game in the first inning just as much as you could the 9th inning.
Good point.
But all that being said, I don't want to see that. Like, I mean, as a competitor, I want this game to play out, and that feels like it was just stolen from me. So that's a tough one to swallow.
There is a little, I was in on a rules seminar. We're all in on that. But where it's like, spirit of the rule is going to be important. But you can't get too lax where it's like, well, he was back and he was close. It's a big moment. No, at a certain point, it's pitch. And in 2015, when they gave it to the umpires to do it, everybody was strict at the start, and then it just went away. So that can't happen this time.
No, it can't happen. It's like the 24-second shot clock in basketball or the play clock in football. If it's a delay of game, it's delay of game.
Right.
And that's just the reality of the sport.
Right.
And whether or not it's delay a game in the Super Bowl or delay a game in week 1 of the NFL, the penalty is the penalty. And as players, it's our job to adjust and adapt.
Right, and they're doing a pretty good job of it so far in the spring training. Again, there was some reticence in past years to accept this. I think players are doing a good job in just getting on with it.